Good afternoon, friends. A little talk about initiation this afternoon, and I welcome you all to that understanding, which I hope to convey to you. It's not so much the process of initiation that I'm going to speak of. I am going to talk about the results of certain initiations, how one sees the world and one's place in it. There are many initiations and many ways to experience them, depending on which school, mystery school, underground stream, philosophy you're following. So I will not be giving instructions on how to become initiated, but I will be giving you clues and understandings as to how you will feel and perceive after initiation. Some of you will be going, or should I say undergoing, initiation while out of body at night. This happens quite regularly, and is happening more and more often these days as more and more souls are freed from their sleeping forms and traveling astrally and mentally during the nighttime hours. And some of you are also experiencing levels of initiation while meditating. You may not realize this, but you come back from your meditations with clearer understandings of some of the paradoxical situations in our society and planet. Now, historically, even the learning of language and reading are considered initiations. Learning symbolic languages, symbolic ways of communicating. These are initiations that we now take for granted, since so many of us can function in those manners. But I'd just like to point out that at a certain point in the evolution of the planet, talking verbally and reading and writing were initiations available to only a few. The advanced elite, if you like. I think the writing one is certainly one that we can all still understand, because we have quite a few amongst us who still cannot write. And I think some would argue that being able to use the internet and being connected worldwide is something of an initiation. I think it's a minor one, but it is significant. I can't deny that. But the initiation I would like to speak of is one where the astral consciousness is awakened. Now that can be awakened through books, through teachings, through meditation, and through out-of-body experience, or perhaps all of the above. And many of you watching this will have experienced that to one or other degree. Now, the effect of such an astral initiation is to make the experiencer realize, at first partially, and then with greater and greater degrees of fullness, that the astral world, the world of the disembodied, is a continuation of the physical world. It is the flip side of the coin, as it were. It is the continuation of your incarnation. It is the second half of what you have started on this plane. It is the fulfillment of the promise of eternal life. But it only seems that way from our vantage point here in the physical plane. This physical plane experience is also an experience of eternal life, but the illusions of mortality delude us into thinking that it is something other than eternal life. We are living our eternal lives now. We will continue them on the other side of the veil, as used to be said. There are millions and millions of souls on the other side, and thousands of them are getting ready to be born, just as thousands and thousands of us here are getting ready to die. There is a constant traffic between the planes that never stops and never has stopped. Because we tend to relate to arrivals and departures within our own family more than anything, we forget that the process, the looping and the endless looping between the planes is continuous. The joy of arrival and the trauma of departure, these are dramas that we get caught up in and forget the continuous eternal nature of such travelings. When your astral consciousness is awakened, you will not be so forgetful. You will be conscious that there are millions of souls, including some of your dear departed, on the other side of the veil, living their lives, continuing their incarnation, following their interests and their desires, their ambitions for the continuing education of their soul. You will see that tragedy is not tragedy, despite the sadness of those who are closest to it. Tragedy is just another door opening, just as birth is just another door opening. Sometimes this realization can bring a sense of bliss, a sense of ecstasy into the experiencer. And while I would not wish to deprive you of that bliss, I would suggest that you see it as a blip of excitement in an ongoing journey. For the astral worlds, paradisical as they are not the end of your journey. There are the mental worlds, the causal plane, the Buddhic plane, and so on. That is a little series of tips on initiation. After certain initiations, which you could receive in any number of ways as I have outlined, this will be how you will see the process and continuance of incarnation. Seek it and enjoy it when you find it. I do.